Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman, and I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema Sit Down. Ooh, it is an exciting Wednesday morning because we have a trailer to watch that is about my favorite musical artist of all time. If you don't know, why don't you pull up a chair, take a seat? We are getting ready to take a look at the official trailer for Deliver Me from Nowhere, which of course is the Bruce Springsteen biopic. I believe the movie is not covering like Springsteen's entire life and career. It's just one specific point in time, which we've seen work quite well most recently with the Bob Dylan movie. And of course, Dylan was a massive inspiration and kind of step to get to someone like Springsteen. Like, as a Springsteen fan, while I'm not the biggest Dylan fan, as far as just listening on the regular, you have to appreciate Dylan because you can't get to Springsteen without that guy. And Bruce, like, if you're from New Jersey, you know, right? Like, he is the cream of the crop, the big name from the state. You know, he is the boss. And I've seen Springsteen over 20 times since my senior year of high school. I was a jackass and refused to listen to Springsteen because it's all my dad would play when I was a kid, and I wanted to be different because, you know, me, shocking. But it was one of those things where when he finally got me to sit down and like pay attention and really listen, it was immediate. And then I think my junior or senior year went to my first show, and then me and my buddies, we just started going. And I always think back to the time me and my buddy Tommy, we got the responsibility. You know, the Springsteen had a big summer show coming, which was from this tour. And, you know, our parents were like, you know what? If you guys want to go, you go get the tickets. And it was winter. It had just snowed. You had to stand in line at an actual ticket box office. It was much different time, but we really kind of earned our stripes. And then that show we went to, which was this one, about halfway through, Bruce is playing Mary's Place, and he gets to let it rain, 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 let it rain. And the wind starts picking up at the Meadowlands, and literally the first time he said let it rain, skies opened up in the next hour and a half. Bruce is playing for like almost 3.5 hours, just nonstop in the rain. So much fun. Total like life-changing type experience at that age, right? Like really kind of made me look at music in a different way. And Bruce has been a guiding light and a constant presence in my life ever since. And when I heard that Jeremy Allen White was going to be taking him on, at first in my head I was like, interesting choice when it comes to just visually. Like off the bat, he doesn't look like a ton like Springsteen. But then I started to think about it. I started to look at those like old Springsteen photos from like the time period that this was going to be taken from. And I was like, you know what? I think Jeremy Allen White might be a good choice. And at bar minimum, just from an acting standpoint, he's a phenomenal choice. So I know Bruce has been very involved in the movie. He was on set a lot. There was casting calls for extras. Me and my dad tried to think about doing it, but like just didn't kind of work out for us. Whatever. As Springsteen fans, we are super psyched, and I know he's going to be pumped when I send this to him later today because he definitely doesn't know that this dropped. Anyway, I'm taking up way too much time, man. I could talk about Springsteen for days, for hours, but I want to focus up. I got things to do today. Want to check out this trailer for Deliver Me from Nowhere, which takes place during the time period in the 80s when he was recording the Nebraska album, which overlaps with the Born in the USA album, which is like a very, very, very good point in Springsteen's life to kind of pick up this story, because there were a lot of things that were going on that kind of led to him being who he was in this time period. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get the trailer up for you. I've got it right in front of me, and let's take a look at the official trailer for Deliver Me from Nowhere.
It's a 305 V8.
Never owned a new car before.
Yeah, it's awfully fitting for a handsome devil rock star. I do know who you are.
Well, that makes one of us.
Hey, boss, can you do a mic check?
Boss.
How's that sound?
One of the greatest storytellers of all time,
Perfect.
man.
I want it to feel like I'm in the room by myself.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the Nebraska album sounds like. For Scott Cooper.
Here's what I want you to understand. This is not about either one of us. This is not about the charts.
Director from the
This is
Academy
about
Award-winning
Bruce
Crazy
Springsteen.
Yeah, so I'm getting chills, man. Like, all
These are the
over my arms.
songs that he wants to work on right now.
Oh, Jersey, I was just down there.
I'm going to tell you a little story. When Bruce was little, he had a hole in the floor of his bedroom.
Yeah, oh wow, they are gonna cover
The floor that's supposed to be solid, that you're supposed to be able to stand on. Bruce, he didn't have that.
so. Oh, he's like so good,
Bruce
man.
is a repairman. And what he's doing with this album is he's repairing that hole in his floor. He's repairing that hole in himself. And once he's done that, he's gonna repair the entire world.
User.
Trying to find some real in all the noise.
User.
You always do.
Born to run. Gus, baby, we're born to run. Gus, baby, we're born to run. Oh man, that looks so good. like that's just one of those ones, and I think I kind of understand. You know what it's like now, because my dad just went through this with Dylan. He'll obviously go through this again with Springsteen. But when you have like a musical artist that just means so much to you, and you know, I know bunches obviously through the music and just like books and things that I've read like of the Springsteen stories, but something about seeing things that you don't have vivid memories of being brought to life just like gives a sense. Like I said, I was getting chills that whole freaking trailer, man. It's interesting. I don't know if it's Jeremy Allen White that we're hearing singing or if it is Bruce's voice. That's the one thing with these biopics. It's like it's 50-50 coin flip. Like sometimes the actor will do the singing, sometimes the actor will do the singing, but they'll blend it or replace it with the actual artist's music and voice. The couple bits of music that we did hear in there does sound like Bruce. So either Jeremy Allen White is doing a really, really good job or they are using Bruce's voice, which makes sense because Bruce is another one of those super iconic voices. You know what I mean? Like Bruce has a very particular voice and he's not necessarily the most technically talented singer, right? So there's a quality there that like if you're going to do a movie, for Springsteen fans about Springsteen shooting in New Jersey, all this stuff that was going on when they were shooting, you don't want to get that wrong. So I would love to know that Jeremy Allen White is singing, but if he's not gonna judge him because like I said, that sound is so important. And again, what I really dig is getting into Nebraska and this time period, right? Like Bruce is considered one of the greatest folk singers, songwriters of all time, right? Like the type of style and music to the lyrics came from that Bob Dylan era, right? Like that's where the base of the songs and the stories and storytelling through your music. I mean, I've always said it. Bruce is one of the greatest storytellers to ever live in the world of music. And, you know, to get that stuff as the story, you know, teller. And then again, coming from Dylan, who kind of started to move over to rock and roll and merging that with rock for Bruce himself. I mean, one of the greatest rock stars of all time. But Nebraska was a very, very intimate, very, very personal album for Bruce. And that's why, like, I love these shots of, like, him just sitting in one room. That's all it was. And that was what he wanted. Like he said in the trailer, you know, he wanted it to sound like it was just him in a room. And that's, like, one of those things where it's like Bruce was, I believe, already kind of red hot. Like, Born to Run had come out. And he's like, I don't want to do an album with the band. It's just going to be me. in a room playing an acoustic guitar, and you can see Jeremy Strong's character talking to like the music execs. Like, this isn't about numbers. This isn't about making, you know, gold records and platinum records and all this stuff. It's about Bruce wanting to tell a story. So I love that, because I think that just lines up with Bruce as a person so well, and that can get you into backstory, right? Like, I don't know a lot of the stuff from like when Bruce was a kid, so seeing that come to life and being incorporated in here, really, really cool. But then I love that, like, while you're going through all of these, like, Bruce was in a very emotional, very like introspective point in his career and life, so you're seeing there's a real kind of subtle and a calm to the way the movie's being shot and the way the trailer is going, and like you're getting like bits about him and just kind of like what it was like to grow up, you know, being a blue collar kid, and what it was like to become who he is. But then once Bruce became who Bruce was, like, Bruce is one of the greatest live performers of all time. He has one of the greatest rock and roll bands in the E Street Band of all time. And that's why Nebraska and this time period is such a great time, because it's overlapping with Born in the USA, which was a massive album for Bruce and a massive tour. So you're going to be able to get to see him working with the band. You're going to get to see him on stage doing the stuff. And it was like, I love all the deep, meaningful, get into Bruce things, but this last like minute of this trailer where we're hearing Bruce music, which just, I love
once
Bruce
he's done
music
that,
so much.
he's going to repair the entire world.
Bow, bow, bow.
Trying to find some real in all the noise.
But just like seeing him on stage, and then here. I think it's Bruce's voice, but that's fine. There's the band. He's got the singing down, man, and the emotions like on stage, like I mean, you know, October 24th, cannot wait. But it is one of those things where it's like, as much as the songwriting and the storytelling is so unbelievably important to this man, and the story that he's crafted and the American story that he's told, the performance and the live stuff is just as important. Like, yeah, growing up, you know, like you go to shows. I mean, U2 was my first show and the Springsteen was my second. So like I was spoiled. But, you know, even now, as I've gotten older and I've gone to shows, like a lot of shows, an hour, 90 minutes, your main artist is on stage. And I grew up with a dude who come on and play for 3.5 hours, you know, 2.5 at minimum, like really long. And then a lot of the artists I actually am a fan of do the same thing. But his energy is like, you can't replicate it. You know what I mean? Like, this dude is currently on tour right now overseas. And I promise you, he is giving you 2 to 2.5, 3 hours of just hardcore rock and roll. And my man's in the 70s. And that stage presence is just so important. And that relationship he has with the band, you know, and people like Clarence and Lil Steven, like that stuff is so important. So to pick this time period, get you to overlap that stuff. And I think this looks absolutely fantastic. The question is, what about you? How big of a Springsteen fan are you? Are you from New Jersey? If you are, where from? Hollerbergen County, North Jersey. That's me, of course. But, you know, how big of a Springsteen fan are you? How integral was he to your life? Like I said, I went through most of my childhood kind of being anti-Springsteen. Sacrilege. I know. I'm sorry, New Jersey. I messed up. I didn't know what I was doing as a kid. But then from high school all the way through to, you know, 39 years old, where we sit right now, Springsteen has been a massive piece of my life. So how much has he meant to you? How did he come into your life? Is it a family thing? Is it a solo thing? Is it a Jersey thing? What do you like about his music? What do you like about Jeremy Allen White, the idea of him portraying Springsteen? And what in here is working or not working for you? Do you think White can do sometimes the unthinkable and really capture the essence of a very unique, one-of-a-kind human being? Anything you got, good, bad, indifferent, on the official trailer for Deliver Me From Nowhere, put it down below in the comment section. Look forward to talking to you down there. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new, you want to come hang out and see me anytime. We're talking movies, TV, trailer, reactions. You want to be here, come October when the Seaman and probably his buddies and his parents and just everybody I can get together, we gotta go see Springsteen together. And you want to be here to see mine and maybe all of our thoughts on the movie. You just do the vibe. You want to show a little love and support the old Seaman. Well, come join Seamaniac Nation. Super easy. Jump over there. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that little bell if you want those alerts. And until next time for the Seaman Cinema. Sit down. I've been the Seaman. I'm signing off. Peace.
Seamaniac Nation, you look nervous. Is it the scars? Would you like to know where I got them? No? Well, then maybe you'd like to see another video with the Seaman. How about up here or over here? And if you really dig the Seaman, well, then show him a little love right over there.